it can often feel like there's not enough time in the day. And I just want to share two quick things that I do to try and make more or the most out of my days that hopefully might be helpful to you. The first thing that I do that's become super important to me is to actually plan my days the night or the day before. So before I go to bed, I'll get a piece of paper and a pen and I'll write out what I want to do the next day. I'll write out what I want to do when I wake up, before I go to bed, in the free time that I have. And this technique has been pretty invaluable to me. And I think it's so important because it allows you to be more intentional with your time. And it, instead of having to make the decision process at the hour as you're going through the day, you've already taken care of it. You've already thought about what you could do and can do, and you've made that decision the night before. So when I wake up, I know immediately I'm going to do this, or I'm going to go to the gym, or in my lunch break I'm going to learn Spanish, or when I come home I'm going to schedule in time for rest. And that's something that's quite important too. You can actually schedule in the time to relax and to rest. And I feel like that's quite useful because it makes that time even more valuable and specifically even more intentional. It makes it a time period where you're actively trying to rest, and instead of maybe being caught off guard and maybe when you come home you have a quick look online and that can suddenly sort of distract you and take up your time, but you're not intentionally, or you weren't intentionally trying to be there. So neither is it rest or is it sort of productive or useful time. And I'm not saying that those things are bad. I'm saying if you scheduled in time like an hour, I'm going to watch YouTube, half an hour I'm going to spend some time on Instagram, and you're actually intentionally trying to do that task, then the value you get from it is higher. And the value you get from your rest is higher, instead of maybe spending an hour sat down or not doing something and then feeling bad about it because you feel like you've wasted the time. You can maybe think, oh no, I scheduled this time in for rest. Now afterwards or before this, I did something, and that way it's all a bit more intentional. So this has been super important for me. And I'd also recommend to start really small. So don't build a whole big list that will make you feel intimidated about the next day. Start small, start with 15 minutes, start with a little schedule that will help you slowly build up and get to a place where you can schedule more of your day and you can be very intentional with your time if you want to. And the second thing that's been super useful for me is to have my phone actually on silent. So I think it's really hard nowadays to go throughout your day and to be direct and, similar to that word I've been using all the time, intentional with what you're trying to do. And a phone doesn't really help. It has so many notifications and things that will pop up and grab your attention, and nowadays there are so many things trying to occupy your attention and almost at your mental real estate that you have to be quite protective of it. And that's something that I've tried to do. I don't have my phone on loud, so when I'm using my phone or when I'm trying to check through messages, that is again like intentional time, and it's not sort of interrupting me throughout my day, taking my time during activities or periods of time where I want to be doing other things. So when I wake up in the morning, I just get to do what I want to do, no distraction from the phone. It's already been scheduled in, and my attention and my intention is being directed towards something that I care about. So in that way, my days, the more I can fit that time in, the more I can give time to the things that I care about and my full attention to those things, the better those days are. And yeah, I think those are the two things that have been super valuable for me. I would recommend keep them small, keep the goal small, and slowly build up to a place where you're getting more and more out of these techniques. That would be my advice, instead of feeling like they're threatening and feeling like they're quite difficult to get a hold of. Start small, build it up. But yeah, those are my two recommendations. Perhaps start with 30 minutes in the morning where you're not going to have your phone on loud and you're going to spend 30 minutes doing something that you care about. And yeah, perhaps it's helpful. If you have any other techniques that help you get the most out of your day, then please let me know. But anyway, have a sweet day.